Welcome to the Authority Powered Show, sharing the best tips, insights, and strategies for growing a wildly successful online business. Today's show is brought to you by the Authority Powered Lab, the #1 place to learn how to turn your passion into profits. Visit authoritypoweredlab.com for details. Now, to your host, the Authority Blog Coach, William Fletcher.
Hello everyone, William Fletcher here, and welcome to the Authority Powered Show. Now today I have a special episode for you because today I have my good friend and former mentor Shane Farrell on, and he's going to be going over how him and the I Am Rebels are using Udemy to do some pretty big things with their products. And we're going to get into some of the things he's doing with his blog over at I Am Rebels as well. So I'm excited for this episode. And one thing that I really love about this episode is, as we talk about Udemy, it's one of those places, guys, that if you have some experience, if you have knowledge of some type of topic that you can teach, you can actually go out there, create products, and put them on Udemy and let Udemy drive the traffic for you. So a lot of cool stuff here, a lot of stuff that you're going to want to take notes on. So with that, guys, we're just going to jump right into the interview. Bring us up to speed on Shane. How did you get started, and how did you get to where you're at today?
Sure. I've been doing, 2016 now. So I've been, basically online for about 8 years now. My brother's a programmer, and way back when text message marketing, SMS marketing, was starting to come about, we started a company with that. And with that company, I had to learn everything from how to rank a website and build email lists and stuff like that. But I still got seduced by all of the make money online stuff that we see so often. So I used to mess around with, buy different products every day and try to make money that way on my own too. And then after we sold the text message marketing company in 2012, I had to replace an income. So got into affiliate marketing, bounced around way too long trying to find, the next greatest thing, something that was going to make me money overnight. And then when I finally settled down and started focusing on list building, is when I really started to see the consistent profits, once I started focusing on just one method, which is probably the same for a lot of people out there when they see their breakthrough. And then from freebie list building methods, buying solo ads and selling solo ads, I realized I had a wealth of knowledge, and that's when I started creating products about 3 years ago. And then been creating products since, and then also upgrading the style of list building from freebie list building, into paid list building. So that, that's a little bit how I got started and where I'm at today with creating products and building out funnels and writing emails is pretty much what makes up most of my day.
Yeah. So I know that something that you're really starting to do now is Udemy, and it seems like it's something you guys are really focused on. And lately, I was actually surprised how many courses you already have out there on that platform. So can you kind of give me a rundown of why you got started on there and how all that's going?
Yeah, we saw Udemy is something I saw 2 years ago, and it's one of those things real similar to list building where everybody says you got to start a list. We saw Udemy, we started to see some of the income that was coming in and liked it because, one, we already had products that we created. A lot of them were already video courses. We were kind of used to the style. And we liked Udemy because they already have built-in traffic. So if you put a course up, it makes money every month. And, there's not really an income drop. So once you put a course up, it becomes passive income, which is, what we all want. We want to work once and then get paid for life. So we saw some of the stats out there were pretty amazing by the instructors who have been on the platform for a few years. There's multiple guys, multiple instructors making well over $1,000 a day.
Yeah. So you guys pretty much, you'll put a course out there and not run any of your own traffic to it for the most part, and you just kind of just let it go and see what happens with it? Or How does that work?
Well, we had the benefit, and we say I work on a team with two other guys, Brian Gray and Mark Tandon. We call ourselves the I Am Rebels. But when we first launch a course, we have the benefit of already having an email list. So we will email out our list. Udemy is great that they allow discount coupons. You can create as many coupon codes as you want. And, there's 100 different strategies out there. But we found one that works for us. So we'll put 50 coupons out at $6 to get the sales going. That helps out the ranking in Udemy. And then after that, we will put a couple emails into our long-term follow-up series and also promote the course there. But then after that, about 50% of our revenue is all driven by Udemy. They handle retargeting, they handle the affiliates, and then they have all their own traffic that comes into it. They promote other courses. You've probably seen Udemy ads out there and a lot of websites.
Yeah.
So they take a revenue split, but the money's there. So, we have 10 courses out now. We have number 11 coming out next week. And the first course we put out still makes sales every single month. And we don't promote it at all anymore. So every month the income builds as we keep putting out more courses.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. So how much do you split with Udemy?
That's a point. Yeah, there's a couple large instructor groups on Facebook, that people complain about the revenue split and how much Udemy takes and all that type of stuff. But we don't worry about that too much. The splits range, I think, anywhere from Udemy gets 90% all the way to you getting 90%, depending on where the buyer comes from.
Okay.
If they've been cookied by an affiliate, where the traffic comes from. But we like it because every time you create a course and someone joins, then they're also added to an internal list. So you can send promotional announcements each month to your past students.
Yeah.
So every time you launch a course, the difference between our first course and number 10 is massive, and how fast we can sell our coupons out to our existing customer base. It's just like an email list. The larger it gets, the more sales you can make. It's the same thing with Udemy. As your student base grows, we keep raising the price on the coupons, and then we keep selling. So each course we're raising our coupons by $1. And there's guys out there that when they release a new course, they immediately do 100 coupons at $17 and sell them out within 12 hours. So
yeah,
we're slowly growing with it as we grow our base, but we don't get too hung up on the revenue split. To us, it's just not something worth worrying about. Our time's better spent, supporting our students, running our business, and putting out more content.
And and probably a lot of the people upset about that, they probably haven't done the outside launches where you're paying affiliates 100% on the front end and even money on the back end. So that's probably their first place they put a course, and they think it might be high, but.
Yeah, and you've been in this business long enough, William, where the people that complain aren't the ones that are taking action. They put that energy into actually working.
Yeah,
they wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, so you kind of touched on this a little bit. So, how are you guys using Udemy to build your internal list, or is that even possible?
Oh yeah. Obviously, what we're trying to do between our blog at I Am Rebels and then Udemy is create a full cycle. So like we said, every time someone joins a course, you can send out 2 promotional announcements a month promoting other courses of yours. So we make sure we use those 2 emails up, and you type them in within the Udemy dashboard. So they handle all of that. They mail them out.
Okay.
So you don't have to pay for an autoresponder. So every time we release a new course where we update a course, we send out a coupon to all of our existing students. So you have that built in. And then you can also siphon traffic off Udemy. So we have, all of our videos, we have a watermark with our logo and website URL.
Okay.
They allow you to put a bonus lecture. So we have a bonus PDF that has a link to an opt-in page. And then you're also allowed to include resources with each lecture. So some of our resources are always blog posts. So we send them to our blog, and then we're able to capture an email there too, and then
Yeah.
drop a pixel on them so we can retarget that visitor. So
Nice.
between you know, driving Udemy traffic to our blog, and then we drive our blog traffic to Udemy. They keep growing every month. Um, but we see people that use Udemy standalone, but the largest instructors are always driving their own traffic, whether it's a blog, their email list, YouTube channel, or ideally a combination of all three.
Yeah, and have you seen like I don't even know if there's a way to track this, but any of your Udemy customers like going into other things like your own membership sites and coaching programs outside of the
Yeah, we
platform?
track the links that we use inside our bonus reports.
Hmm.
We track those, and then we're able to see, yeah, those customers do lead in the sales.
Okay.
And then we also see our own email list customers when we mail a coupon out to our I Am Rebels list. We know that the unique coupon that we create just for I Am Rebels. Um, so we create different coupon codes for our blog, our sidebars, our blog posts, different coupon codes for our email list, in a couple different places. So we see, we're trying to figure out where the most traffic is, and then
Hmm.
once we figure that out, um, we just don't have a large enough sample size yet with 10 courses. But
Yeah.
once we have those thousands and thousands of clicks, then we'll know where we can focus our efforts. Which is kind of what you see. You see instructors get the guys that make $1,000 a day. They're pretty active with their blogs and YouTube channels, and you can see a lot of them will share what their tipping point was, which is usually around 20 courses, where they're able to turn it into full-time income depending on their niche. So
Yeah.
that's where we want to keep growing it too.
Yeah, so it seems like the coupon codes are a pretty big deal. Like it seems like that's kind of how you get the initial traction for the courses and all that. So it seems like that's kind of the maybe the insider tip for Udemy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, no one, if you go on to Udemy, you see these crazy prices on there, 247, 297, 147. It's all based on the coupon codes.
Yeah.
That you can create as many coupon codes as you want. You can set the limits on them. You can turn them on and off. Um, and then you can send out, months ago, you were able to create a free coupon code, put it on dozens of sites, and that would help out your rankings. It doesn't quite work that way anymore. But between your coupon codes and the promotions that Udemy always runs, yeah, that's where all the traffic comes from. I think we've only had out of the 10 courses, we've had 3 actual full price purchases.
Yeah.
So when they happen, they're nice, but we certainly don't expect them.
Right. Right. So, I mean, Udemy has been something that I've been interested in because I've created a lot of products
Mm.
that I've launched on different platforms. But one thing that kind of held me back is it's definitely a different format for one, and then for two, it seems like when I went to look into it, it seemed like there was a lot like a particular way they want things, and it just seemed like a lot to learn, or maybe there's a process to it. So can you maybe talk about like how you went about going from your own standalone products to
Hmm.
putting them on there?
Yeah, I mean, there is a learning curve, of course. The nice thing is when you sign up for the platform the first time, Udemy gives you a free instructor course, and it takes you through all the steps of creating your courses. Um, and along with that learning curve is the nice thing about Udemy is you can constantly go back and update your courses. You can take away lectures, you can add lectures, you can edit the lectures. So the course never has to be, it isn't like put it out there and it's done, it's finished, you move
Hmm.
on to the next one. We make it a point to go back and keep updating our courses, because then you can also send out an educational announcement to your students that you updated it, you add more lectures, we're listening to your feedback. But the first course definitely takes the longest.
Yeah.
As with anything, yeah, there's a pretty strict approval process, your first time through especially, which is good because it keeps out a lot of people that are just there to try and make a quick buck off the
Yeah.
students. It keeps the platform a lot cleaner. Um, but we had to improve our audio, improve our video quality. We had to get video editing software, stuff that flies on your normal product launch scene.
Yeah.
That doesn't really work in Udemy. You know, you could put out a normal course, on a Warrior Plus or JV Zoo, and it could be an hour's worth of video. But on Udemy, that's just not going to work. Our courses are anywhere from, I think our smallest one's 2.5 hours all the way up to 8.5 hours.
Holy cow. Wow.
And so, you really break down each step. It is more videos. The videos are all have to be between 2 and 10 minutes long. But our first course took us obviously the longest to make.
Mhm.
And now, as with anything, it's just daily consistent action. Obviously we have the benefit of 3 people working, but it means
Right.
we split the income 3 ways. But each of us just does 2 videos a day. And then by the end of 2 weeks, we have 45 videos that make up a complete course. And then we spend 1 week going through and editing everything, making sure it's the way we want it. And then we spend a week on promotion and then going back and editing our past courses.
Okay.
But it
Um,
does get easier. There's a lot of resources out there, almost too much information like anything. But
yeah.
I would just tell people to get their first course up, and learn from there. You can keep editing it. You can keep making it better. Udemy doesn't let you put up anything that's low quality, so that can be a struggle for people sometimes as they keep going back and resubmitting until it's the way they want it. But it helps you learn that process during that first course too, which is good.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Just hearing you talk about that, it's probably made you much better at creating products too, just by doing it their way.
Yeah, it is. They have a real specific platform. They're trying to protect their brand.
Yeah.
And it really lends itself to people that, actually want to teach and have something to teach and care about their students,
Yeah.
which is not really the same as, what we see in the IM, the internet marketing, make money online world where people are trying to make a quick buck, get it out there as fast as possible,
Yeah.
you know. And I think it lends itself. That's one of the reasons why the income is passive once you get it up, and then the income keeps going up every month.
Yeah.
So it is worth that effort. We know that next year and 2 years, 3 years, those courses are still going to be selling each and every month. Um,
Right.
so that's nice to see. We've never had a month where any of our courses have not made money for us.
Well, and that's something you usually don't see like in the normal product launch scene too. Usually, once the main launch is over, a lot of times those courses are. I mean, you don't see sales from them anymore. So
Yeah, or people even don't stop selling them.
yeah.
So what does that tell you about the quality
Right.
of the product? If after we've seen products, you and I, that a week after they launch, they start getting so many complaints about them, they just pull them and
Yeah.
rip the sales page down.
Yeah.
So how's that helping anybody? You're not adding any value.
Yeah. So, is there a certain way that you guys come up with ideas that do well over there, or how do you guys come up with ideas for your courses?
Yeah, well, what we teach right now is just what we do in a normal business. So, we do email marketing. So we created a course on email marketing. Mark writes sales copy as his main business. So we did a course on sales copy. At I Am Rebels, we use retargeting. So we created a retargeting course. So
Mhm.
it's easiest, and those are the instructors that we see are most successful. They teach what they actually do in their day to day life.
Yeah.
Um, and you can tell the difference between a product creator who, just went out and researched a product they know nothing about or are trying to make money, or someone that
Yeah.
actually does it every day and makes money from it. So, if you went on, you blog every day, you coach people on blogging, blogging. If you go out and start putting up blogging courses, students are going to be able to tell, hey, William knows about what he's talking about. I
Right.
want to, and then when you release more courses, they're going to buy those too because they had such a good experience in the first one. Um, which
Yeah.
is a lot of time you don't see that in the IM world.
Yeah. So you kind of touched on this already with the coupon codes and kind of mailing. As soon as you release a course, is there anything else that you guys do to kind of optimize things or to get interest? And I'm sure you guys probably do some stuff with the copy because Mark's pretty awesome at that. So
Yeah, we had to relearn all of that too because the sales copy is very different than your typical make money online pitch.
Yeah.
The audience is very different. That's one reason why we like it too. We're able to track the different audience back to our website,
Mhm.
so it's not as hypey. It's a lot more literal. What am I going to learn? Here's exactly what you're going to learn. People get to see the outline. Um,
Yeah.
so it's just you have to make it's more technical copy, and that you have to make here's exactly what you're going to learn sound a little bit exciting and sexy.
Yeah.
But we had to learn all that, and Mark, is a full time copywriter for internet marketing products. So Mark's been going through, and we just reverse engineer. The guys that are making $1,000 a day on Udemy, your Dave Espinos and your Jerry Banfields. What are they doing in their copy? What elements do they have? But again, at each step of the way, when you go in to create your course summary, that's what they call their sales letter. Udemy has a link right there. Want to know how to write a really good course summary? Click this link,
Okay.
and they have a tutorial video on it. So they take you through all that, and it's a lot less. It's also a lot less pressure because you're not dealing with affiliates.
Yeah.
The rankings aren't all out there for everybody to see. It's more private. So, and it's a totally different student base because Udemy does so much advertising, bringing in traffic, and that people are going to Udemy to learn a specific skill.
Yeah.
They're not just going like people go to the Warrior Forum or JVZoo. They're just browsing through, looking to buy something. They don't know what they want to buy, but they want to buy something.
Yeah.
But Udemy, people go and they want to learn something specific. So are you able to teach that to them? And that's what you want to come across in your sales message. We still bring out a little bit of pain, and you're not getting the open rates that you want from your emails.
Mhm.
Where, present yourself as the authority, and then, teach them what they're going to learn. It's a little bit different copy, but we're getting used to it.
Yeah, well, in a way, that's better. There's not all the trickery and the hypiness and all that kind of stuff. So it's just
No, yeah, it's much different. We've seen some. If you, Once you start diving into the platform, you'll see some names that you recognize that are also, spammy JVZoo or Warrior Forum sellers, and their reviews reflect that.
yeah,
1-star reviews. They're trying to put up an hour course. The type of stuff that typically sells well on Warrior Plus. Make watch how I create $424 paydays in 30 minutes a day.
yeah,
That stuff doesn't sell on Udemy.
yeah,
So it's a lot more of a teaching platform. I would call it more digital marketing versus, and they have all topics too.
yeah.
But it's a lot more actual digital marketing. People that are looking to learn a specific skill that they can use to help their business out, their online business.
Cool. So yeah, if you don't mind, let's actually change topics a little bit here
Yeah.
and talk about the I Am Rebels blog a little bit. So, the cool thing to me is I love talking about blogging anyway. It's the thing I like to teach on. But the awesome thing about the I Am Rebels blog is it seems like you guys started it and out of nowhere, man, you guys just picked up traction and kind of hit the ground running with it. So
Yeah, we had the benefit of we all had email lists, so we could automatically provide traffic to it.
yeah,
Um, we had Facebook pages already that we had built up, so we were able to get traffic that way. But that's only initial traffic, so we still had to grow it. And it's probably a lot of the same stuff that you teach, William. Being consistent with the content that you're putting out, distributing the content to multiple platforms. So we use IFTTT to automate a lot of that, to get it out. Creating content that people want to read.
yeah,
Obviously, another one. Our most popular posts are were a little bit controversial.
yeah,
So the same theories, in any niche, and the same stuff you teach, really help out. And then we just make sure it's optimized. Are people able to share this content?
yeah,
We make sure that we make that easy. Do we give them multiple opportunities to opt in? So we have a pop up, then we have banners within our blogs embedded, and then we have sidebar banners, obviously.
yeah.
So we still make sure we have the foundation of what you teach, as good blogging.
Yeah.
Um, and just make sure, we distribute our content, we make sure we're consistent with our content. Um, if people join our list, we don't spam it. And then we also, we use our email lists to drive traffic back to the blog.
Hmm.
Uh, so many people think that they only have to send emails out or promote a product, but we send a lot of content emails out where we send that traffic back to the blog
Yeah.
because that helps us get content shared,
Yeah.
uh, which is always our best thing too. For shared content, always gets a lot more interaction. It brings in new audiences back
Yeah.
to the blog, which is what we all want.
Yes. So you guys have a schedule for your content, or how do you guys do that?
Yeah, I mean, we should be better at that. Um, even though there's three of us, if as a solopreneur, it's tough to get everything done that you want to.
Yeah.
So we try to stick to each guy has to do 2 blog posts a week.
Okay.
Um,
Wow, that's a
we each
lot.
have, yeah, I think if you go on the blog, we've been updating our new membership site. So I think this past couple weeks, we've only gotten about maybe 1 post up total last couple weeks, but we need to improve on that. There's always stuff to improve on, but we each have our areas of expertise. Brian likes talking about paid traffic. Mark likes talking about sales copy. I like talking about list building. So with each of those topics, probably similar to what you teach, we have keyword lists for all of our different categories. We've identified, I think, 9 categories that are our main topics of interest for the blog. So
Okay.
within each of those categories, we've done keyword research. If we don't have anything, that we just go through the keyword list, look for something that we can talk about or do a little research on. Um, but there's still a lot of room for improvement on the blog. Um, even with 3 people, it's still tough to find out, and figure out what your main focus is going to be. Um,
Yeah.
but I know that when we're consistent with it, similar to what you teach, when we're consistent with our content, that we get more traffic.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
if we stop posting, we see a drop in traffic. Um, and then the consistency key just allows you to get more content out there, allows you better chances to rank in Google, um, more chances for subscribers. Our subscriber counts go up each week as if we get 6 posts out, we get a lot more subscribers that week versus the week where we only have 1 post or
Right.
2.
Yeah, but if you don't mind, with 3 you guys running the blog, that's something I'm looking eventually to get to, is where I got a couple people helping me, or at least another person, because
Yeah.
I mean, as you mentioned, one person trying to do everything, man, it gets to be a lot. So if you don't mind talking about it, how do you guys split revenue and like customer base and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we do. The customer base is all one email list.
Okay.
We don't split the email list. Like I know there's a lot of product creators that you'll see 3, 4 faces on the sales page, and that list is getting chopped up 4 times.
Yeah.
So if there's any affiliates out there, if you see that on a sales page, especially if it's a Warrior Plus or JVZoo product, you want to run, because if you send them 30 sales, and then that 30 those 30 people are now getting added to 4 more lists plus a couple bonus spots. Now they're, instead of just getting the 1 email a day from you and 1 from the person that sold the product to them, now they're getting 6 emails a day.
Yeah.
You just really devalued that lead. So it just goes on the 1 list, and then that's all automated with follow-ups. We split the revenue all 33, 33, 33.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of, we all have a different role that we're responsible for. Brian handles all of the paid traffic and optimizing all the ads. I handle all of the funnel creation and product development, and then creating all the sales pages, download pages, looking at all those numbers, keeping those on track. And then Mark is responsible for writing emails, um, finding places where people are falling off our list or the conversions aren't as high as they should be. So Mark goes through that. And then Mark also does all the copy for all Udemy courses. So we have those 3 distinct responsibilities, and then we all have to contribute with a blog post and a YouTube video, to Udemy. um, videos every day. Our general tasks that we all share in, and then our specific responsibilities.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I imagine that's got to be a big help, with everybody kind of teaming up and doing their own thing, and then all helping create courses and all that stuff. That's got to be pretty awesome.
yeah, it's a big help. You also have to, you split the revenue three ways, but you can get more stuff out. If you have a partner, you better make sure that you're putting out, stuff twice as fast.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
it's got to be a help. It's tough to do everything yourself. So you either got to outsource or you got to find people. When you look for a partner or somebody to bring in, you need to make sure that they have a strength that you don't have. Um,
yeah,
so it was just Mark and I. I had the technical side with building funnels, and Mark had the side of being a copywriter full time. And we needed somebody who knew paid traffic because Mark and I were literally burning through cash every day.
yeah,
Spending $15-$20 a lead, couldn't figure it out. And then we had known Brian, and Brian runs managed paid campaigns for a ton of companies where he lives. So we brought Brian on, who had that strength.
yeah.
So I think that's important to remember if you're looking for a partner. Either they have a strength you don't have, or you pay to have that outsourced so you can grow.
Well, and I imagine just having people to work with too kind of keeps you accountable to keep pushing things. A lot of times when you're working solo too, it's easy to kind of, I don't got to do nothing today. I'll put that post up tomorrow or create that video tomorrow. But when you got other people counting on you, it probably makes that a little harder.
Yeah, yeah, especially back when I was solo. It's whether do you tell your wife, hey, I'm gonna have this product up by Friday, and then she holds you accountable, or you have affiliates that you're accountable to. Um, but there's a free site called Asana.com. We use that. Everybody can check off on their tasks every day and every week, and it shows what everybody's gotten done. That's project management software. Um, we're using Basecamp. Got tired of paying $20 a month for something.
Yeah,
Then we found Asana. It was free.
I'll have to check that
So
one out.
yeah, it's nice because you can put all your tasks in there. You can duplicate them. So if you put in 2 blog posts a week, you can repeat it every single week. So it tells you what you have to do every day. Because it's tough working online when you don't have a boss per se.
Yeah,
So when you log in the morning, we log into Asana. It tells me everything I need to do for that day.
yeah.
So that really helps.
So with the blog and Udemy and all that you got going on now, I've kind of noticed that you're not so much in the Warrior Plus JV Zoo product launch scene so much these days. Is this a complete change of focus? Are you done with all that, or kind of what's going on there?
I think it's just the next step in the progression. We see guys that are, product creators that graduate out of that because now we still create new products. We just finished up one called Facebook Vid Funnels,
Hmm.
but we launched that now just internally to our list. And then we'll email out about it, and then it'll get put into a long-term follow-up email sequence. So people that join our list, if you were to join our list today, in 45 days, you'd be getting the content and promo emails for Facebook Vid Funnels. Now that we're not relying on affiliate traffic, we've moved to paid traffic, and then also the free traffic that our YouTube channel and Udemy and our blog generates. But I think it's just the next step in the progression
Yeah,
to be self-sufficient and build your own funnels out and get the paid traffic, and actually using the stuff that you teach every single day.
yeah,
I see all these CPA product creators that say they make all this money with CPA, but then, why are they releasing products on it? If you're making $1,000 a day on CPA, you're not going to be releasing products on it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think it's just the next step in the progression. There's a lot of guys like Russ Ruffino, you may have seen
Oh yeah.
on Facebook. 3 years ago, Russ was selling Warrior Form WSOs.
Well, I've actually I can't think of the name of the product. It was called the Money Tree or something like that. I had of his.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
I
that
think
was a
I
Warrior
bought that
Forum
too.
launch. Yeah.
Yep. So you see people graduate out of it all the time when they build out their own long-term follow-ups. They've built up their blog to the point where it's getting enough organic traffic. They've been able to run paid traffic and get that profitable. Um, so it's a lot of work to get going, but once you have it done, it's a lot easier to maintain.
Yeah.
A lot less stress. We haven't had a single product refund request, not a single one. But if you sell on Warrior Plus, it doesn't matter how good your product is, you get people that buy it and then immediately ask for a refund.
Oh yeah.
It just kind of become acceptable. If you go through, I was looking at the refund rates the other day on just the top seller list, and they're up to like 10 to 15% sometimes.
Yeah.
People are selling 500 units, but then getting 50 to 75 refund requests.
Yeah.
And it's a combination of the product being bad and not matching the sales page, but it's also indicative of the type of buyers that are attracted to those spammy make money online products.
Oh, and
So
I've definitely seen that because I think I put out pretty good quality stuff, and I get some
yeah,
people like, just this week alone, I had a guy just say, "Give me a refund." No explanation, nothing. I just do it, but yeah, the type of buyers you get sometimes, man, it's crazy.
yeah, it doesn't matter the product. People just buy and refund. They know they can. Um, I used to call PayPal when people would just put in a refund request right through PayPal, file a dispute.
Oh yeah.
Uh, say, doesn't this person do this all the time? How can this be allowed? How many times can their PayPal account be stolen and then bought a PDF with it?
Yeah. So, what's next for you, man? Where do you see yourself going from here?
um, we're real happy with the funnel that we built out and the products that we're putting into it. We're just going to continue to grow that out. The next step for us is to launch our coaching program, which we're working on now. Um, and then that will be again in our follow-up sequence. So people come onto our list. Obviously they opt in for a free report. We still use that tried and true method, opt in for something free. Then they buy our tripwire product at $9.97, and they continue to move up the levels. Every day getting emailed a mix between content and promotion to our own products.
Yeah.
We're using a shopping cart called samcart.com now.
Okay.
And they just launched the ability to start your own affiliate program. So we're going to open up that, and you use affiliate traffic on our front end offers.
Yeah.
But really, we're just going to keep on going. We see Udemy holding a lot of long-term promise. So we're going to continue to do that. We want to see how far we can take that, and continue to grow our funnel out. We just started YouTube retargeting a couple months ago. We see a lot of growth for that. It's probably where Facebook was, 2 years ago, where they're really cheap clicks.
Yeah.
So we're just going to try to keep expanding our audience and see how far we can take the funnel we have now before we branch off into other niches. But we're happy with the way it's going. It's a lot less stressful than having to launch products every month to stay alive.
Yeah.
The leads stay a lot fresher when you're the only one mailing them. When you're the only products that they're getting pitched. People have bought from you before and they like your product, and you're not sending them out to different affiliate offers every day.
Yeah.
The conversion rates are much higher.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, last question for you.
Yeah.
If you had to start over from scratch today, where would you start? What would you do?
I would build a list. Yeah, you've heard that everybody on this call, on this podcast, listening has probably heard that before. I think it took me 2 years to start building a list building and email marketing.
Yeah.
I would find a niche that I'm interested in. I would put up an opt-in page. I would start a blog, and I would be in it for the long term. I wouldn't try to get rich overnight. I would start a blog with an opt-in page and start niche blogging, just like William teaches,
Yeah.
and let it grow organically and build a real business on a strong foundation. If I had done that, I would have saved myself thousands of dollars, in the beginning buying products all the time.
Yeah.
But I would get a niche blog going, build a foundation that way, organically blog, distribute the content out, collect opt-ins, create products in that niche, and build an actual solid foundation for a business.
Cool, man. Well, I appreciate your time. Where can people find you and get more information about your products and whatnot?
Sure, they can go to im-rebels.com. You can search for that in Google. I Am Rebels will come up. Go to YouTube and find us, where you can look for Shane Farrell and Udemy.
Cool.
I really appreciate it, William.
Yeah, man, no problem. And I was glad to have you on. I'll probably have to bring you back on and talk about that funnel. I can't believe you guys have such a deep funnel with all your products. So you'll have to come back on sometime and talk about that.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Today's show is brought to you by the Authority Powered Lab. Learn how to turn your passion into profits. Everything you need to create, launch, and build a six-figure per year online business. Visit authoritypoweredlab.com for details.